Let's continue our healing journey with end in mind. Knowing your end goals is essential in trauma healing. Each step towards your goals has its own value. One of the questions I ask my clients is that what does it look like when your trauma and all the related issues are resolved? I'm here to give you a working tool to focus on your efforts and increase the chance of achieving your goals. Let's dive in. My name is Hong Jung, licensed therapist based in Los Angeles, California. Today we are continuing our trauma healing, and this is our last virtual therapy session on how to overcome childhood trauma. That is to say, we are putting all the skills together. Alright, first things first, let's review our progress. In our last session, we talked about loving kindness meditations, and I prepared 3 questions for you to process and digest your progress. So take your time to answer these questions, and the questions are in the down description box. The essence of trauma healing is observing what you're experiencing physically, emotionally, and cognitively. We don't want to push away or resist our experience because what we resist persists. One of the challenging components in trauma healing is accepting our inner experience as it is without changing it or judging it. And I'm still struggling with this. I hate feeling unpleasant sensation in my body. I hate feeling negative emotions. I believe that this happens because our mind is conditioned to automatically judge or evaluate our inner experience, or reject or avoid if it's negative or unpleasant. And this is very normal. I like to call this survival instinct. Let's say I put my hand on a hot stove and I get burned. From this negative experience, I learned to check the temperature before I touch any stove, or completely avoid any stoves at all costs. We develop these emotional reactions due to our negative experience in the past. So in order to reduce emotional reactions, let's schedule our daily trips into our awareness so that we can notice the rise of the negative feelings or unpleasant sensations, and also the calm sensations and positive feelings. And to freeze our wandering mind or thinking mind, it is important to put things on our calendar. Today we are putting all the skills together by using 2 tools, Mind Map and SMART Goals. So first of all, Mind Map is a tool for your brain to capture our fleeting thoughts. When we see our thoughts on a piece of paper, it's much easier to organize them. So please have a pen and paper handy for learning this tool. Mind maps can be done different ways. We are creating a mind map for trauma healing today. The idea behind mind maps is developing association from central theme. And we can have many associations from particular central theme. First association from central theme is called subtopic. From there, it gets to the details of each subtopic. Let's say my central theme is health. My subtopics can be healthy foods, exercising, meditation, and time management. Then I go in depth with each subtopic. The healthy foods can include taking vitamins, reducing carbs, keto diet, eating more vegetables, and so on. Let's create a mind map with trauma healing today. So our central theme is trauma healing, and the subtopics are the change that you want to see in your life. Let's say a miracle happens and all the problems in your life are resolved just like that. When you wake up the next morning, how are you going to discover the miracle happened? What changes are you going to notice? For example, subtopics for trauma healing that I personally experience include better relationship with others, improved decision making, less anxiety, less depression, assertiveness skills, improved quality of your sleep, less worrying, and so on. Go ahead and take your time to identify your subtopics associated with your trauma healing. Now we're going to develop steps for each subtopic. I like to borrow concept from SMART goals. And when it comes to trauma, we often find ourselves reactive rather than proactive. When we are reactive, we tend to rush through our feelings and our thoughts, which can intensify our trauma symptoms. The key concept of trauma healing is a gradual, deliberate exposure to full range of our feelings and our thoughts. When we are moving too much or doing things too quick, it's gonna overwhelm our system. When our system gets overwhelmed or all worked up, we don't want to pour water on a hot oil. We want to let the temperature of the hot oil settle down. So we want to be patient with this. So SMART goals can help you with that. SMART goals is a strategy to help you take deliberate steps towards your goals. SMART goal is an acronym: specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant. Now with each topic, let's think about deliberate steps. So one of the changes affected by my trauma healing journey is less anxiety. To have less anxiety, one of my deliberate steps that I took was practicing loving kindness meditation 2 times a day before and after work over the span of 6 months. Another deliberate step was having a weekly session with my therapist to process at least 2 triggers a month and practice the watch the mind train twice a week over the span of 1 year. So it will be a good idea to incorporate those skills that we learned in our previous sessions into your SMART steps. This way you can see each step as an opportunity to practice and sharpen your emotional regulation skills. So pause the video and give yourself enough time to develop your SMART steps for each subtopic. Healing is a very personal journey, and there's no right or wrong way of doing your healing. I believe that having your own system in place is very helpful because we can go back to our old unhelpful habits. While our trauma healing can be very challenging, we can use mind maps and SMART steps to organize the process and provide yourself structure. We might feel better or worse in the healing process, and one thing that is important to you is that little things that we do for trauma healing will bring you a positive energy into your life. So we want to keep the momentum going. So take care of yourself and do your healing every day.